Hi everyone! Today's video I'm super excited about. When I put a video together, it is for all of my friends and community of women that are looking for latest beauty trends. And so I really put these videos together with great care of making sure that I'm helpful. Today's video is gonna be helpful, but it's gonna be a little bit of tough love, and I had to give it to myself, and just know that it is given to you truly from a good place. If you've got 20 minutes and no one's around, or you wanna take your iPad or your phone into your bathroom or into your vanity, wherever you get ready, you know, have a little moment and sort of come to terms with what we're going to talk about today, we're really going to go back. We're going to go back and ask ourselves the honest question: how much has our makeup look really changed since our senior pictures of high school? I know, painful, and again, it's tough love, but it's coming from a good place. So we're gonna look for some inspiration. So this is not my 1988 makeup look. I'm going to take half of my makeup off, and I'm going to do it like I did in high school. Now, thanks to some very good friends who at the click of a button were able to forward me pictures of my, you know, my lovely senior pictures that we all think look so great at the time. And my sister, who was so happy to send me way more than I needed to be reminded of what really big hair can look like back in the 80s. But we're gonna do our makeup like we did in high school, and then we're gonna have to take an honest look at ourselves and say, wow, has it really changed that much? So put on an old record, whatever you need to do for some inspiration, but let's have a moment, a truthful moment, and evolve together in our makeup look. Because as I was pulling things together, I'm like, I don't know that mine's changed that much either, so we're gonna do it together. For some inspiration, I went back, looked at old school pictures, and then I also looked at the makeup trends from the 80s. Remember Debbie Gibson was doing ads for Revlon. You've got the real bright outlined eye, the brighter bold lip. So we're gonna go that a little bit, but more modified to how I know I wore my makeup in high school. For some inspiration, I mean, let's get started. The smell of Noxzema, I wish this was smell-o-vision. All of this stuff, it just takes you back to whatever we were using it for to clean our phases. And it's still available today. And I'm just gonna leave it open. It's like a candle. Too bad I can't light it, like just let it fill the room. We're gonna play a little 80s music. We've got to go through some copywritten material, so we're gonna get some 80s vibe going. And let's just take a look at what it was. Now again, you do this in the privacy of your own home. You don't have to do it on, you know, full on vision. Might I add, oh, that's a good look. Might I add that shoulder pads, like, they're coming back. Who'd have known? I did not have to go deep in my closet. I actually had to go to a new department store and got shoulder pads in a shirt. Not sure it's a trend I'm gonna welcome back. I bought it solely for this video, so I'm here for you guys. But I don't know how I feel about shoulder pads. Leave me a comment. What do you guys think? I'm just not, I mean, we let this go a long time ago, but it is back. All right, so yeah, we're doing it. We are doing half of our face in this today. I'm gonna go Noxzema because I don't even remember how I used it, but we are gonna go with just some Neutrogena wipes. I don't know about you guys, there was a lot of makeup I did not have back in the day. Ooh, just a half of a face, that is gonna be such a good look. You know, I also thought, what do I need to do for some 80s, and I hope you guys are doing this with me. I went to buy, just for some inspiration, some of these little, remember these little sucker things? Why did we have these? Why? I mean, did we really? Ooh, 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 they're sour now. They didn't used to come in sour, I didn't even look. Ooh. Note to self, these are just disgusting, but they weren't 25 years ago. They were the best thing ever. Guys, you know what I couldn't find was Salon Selectives. Like, what happened to Salon Selectives? I love that shampoo. Nowhere to be found. But you'll be glad to know this is still readily available at almost any drugstore. It's probably so flammable. Yeah, it says flammable. I mean, how many of us use this for hairspray? I'm here for you guys though. We're gonna do it today. We're going to do it. So I think that pretty much gets me half on, half on. So let's just get into it. Can anybody start a candle for Noxzema, please? All right, so the first thing is our foundation. I'm gonna use, I went back and got some, this is not my original bottle, but this is Covergirl Warm Beige. I don't know about you guys, but back in the day, did not have brushes. Didn't really even understand the beauty of brushes, and it worked good back then. I don't know that I really knew how much to put on or even how to blend it, but it looked good at the time. That's not too different than how we do our makeup today. And if you use your finger today, it's totally fine. Some people think they get better control, better coverage. I don't mind either way. I do kind of think there's a value from the heat of your skin to go into your foundation. It does help it sort of melt a little bit. No right or wrong way to do foundation, but again, back in my senior pictures, I know I was not rocking a kabuki brush by any stretch. That's probably how I would have done it. I wasn't a big blush person back in high school because I was all about smooth complexion, all one look. We definitely were not highlighting and contouring. So there we go with the overall foundation. I don't know, I was not doing much in the way of eyebrows. I think I was just plucking and plucking and plucking. So because I don't have any eyebrow pencil on this side, it looks plucked because that's what happens when you pluck in your teens and then near 50. So that's probably pretty much what the eyebrow would have looked like. Now, I don't think it had much shape to it. So hopefully your eyebrows now have somewhat of a shape, whether it's a thinner version of its 19 or 18-year-old self, but some shape is still, you know, pleasing to the eye. Let's talk about eyeshadow. You know, we used them. They came with the palette, not bad. Now the eyeshadow, and I do think I used these, but I think I would have used my fingers a little bit more. Now, I hate to even admit this, but let's be honest about what we did here. We would use whatever color, usually something pretty bright. Not unlike today, it would just sort of go over. But I think the biggest difference between back then and now is this highlight. Like if you could get as much highlight or shimmer or frost, let's call it was frost, from your eye crease to your eyebrow, and boy did this show up good in your senior pictures. It was the look. It was what we went for. And sadly, as I do this, it's all coming back to me now, and I thought I was rocking. That would go all the way up. And if you're still doing this, you may just want to tone back the frost and go for like a light sheen. So if you like that look, again, it's not bad. It's just the frost is probably what you want to get rid of. And again, just go for a light, natural glowy sheen. If you can see a color, that's where you've gone too far. So it's just a glow, that's not bad, and that's really a big fall 2021 trend, but that's not what we were doing back in the day. It was all about as high as we could get it. Now you guys are laughing, but look, I'm here for you, and if you did that, it's cool, but now we probably need to change it a little bit. That's not totally out of the ballpark of what it used to look like. Wow, I thought I was just rocking it. Next, we are going to go with the eyeliner. I have to thank my study hall teacher, Mrs. Dyer. Hello, Mrs. Dyer. And I know everybody from my hometown right now is going, oh my God, she was the best study hall teacher ever. And she was really cool. But I came in one day with my makeup on, and she literally said to me something to the effect of, I don't remember word for it, but something to the effect of, wow, that eyeliner is really in your eye. And I was like, is that good or is that bad? But that's how it was, guys. Remember, like it was all the way down here. We rimmed the whole rim of our eye. Some days though, you stopped right in the middle. Like that was the look. You did not go all the way in unless it was like prom. Other than that, it was halfway. Oh my God, I'm really having a moment right now. It's starting to come to me, my senior pictures. And then we didn't really waterline the top. At least I didn't, but then it was dark, but only halfway. Do not go more than halfway. Oh my gosh, my sister's probably dying laughing right now because she's like, that's what you look like. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And if you still line the waterline, it's fine, but maybe more of a lighter brown, because the more you tight line your eyes, the smaller your eyes start to look. So the more, as we get older, skin and gravity close our eyes enough. So the more you can open your eyes by putting those lines on the outside of the waterline, you get more of that awake look, wider eyed look. Next, we're gonna go with, and here's what it really looked like. That looks more familiar, right? I mean, if you were able to rock the great lash, that was the deal. This was like $6, I think, back in the day. Lashes were not curled then. I don't think I curled my lashes. And if you don't curl your lashes now, that may be one of the things that you wanna change. I've talked about this in several videos. A little eyelash curler goes a long way. That could be certainly one of these moments where you're like, okay, it's time to update my look. It's time to buy a lash curler. My lashes were not this long in high school, thanks to Latisse and Revitalash. Now, mascara back in high school definitely was on the lower lashes all the way in. They went all the way to, oh yeah, you tried to get every bit of lash that you could. Wow, that was it. No concealer, but it's driving me crazy right now. Like I just want to add some concealer. Oh man. Do we still use this for sunburns? I looked for sun-in. I mean, who didn't use sun-in once in a while in their hair and thought they were gonna have this big, beautiful, blonde, glowing hair like it shows on the commercial? And then it was as orange as like Ronald McDonald and I could have been twins because of sun-in. So I don't even think it's available. I did look for at a couple stores, and maybe I'm glad it's off the shelf. Sorry if you invented sun-in. So then we're gonna go with, I didn't really use a lot of blush, but I'm gonna use some blush today because I just want to get a feel for it, of what I would have maybe done based on these pictures. It looks like back then, blush would have been somewhere in here in your cheekbone. I think we all still probably do that. I don't tend to wear my blush like that. I definitely wear my blush more from about this middle part of my face back. You're gonna borrow from a time machine back in the 80s. So that would have probably been how we did it back in the day. Now, if we're gonna be honest, let's talk about lips for a second. We definitely outlined our lips. Not quite as much as they did in the 90s with a really darker liner. And then it was a bolder lip back then, but let's talk about what the lips looked like once we put on the lip liner. I mean, guys, it's the lip smacker. And you know, that's my note. When you go to the lip smacker section, look at this. Look how much lip smacker has evolved. When I bought lip smackers, it was like root beer, Coke, and Sprite. So let's go with Coke. Yeah, we're gonna go with Coke. I don't think I would, well, no, I wouldn't have done Coke back in the day. I wouldn't have done Coke. I didn't do any drugs, but that definitely sounded like a drug reference. Let's do root beer. So let's go with some Bart's. And then the Sprite lip smacker is just a nice clear gloss. So going over half of my lip. Oh, that does smell like lip smackers. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of like Christmas morning when my mom and dad when Santa Claus would put these in my stocking. If you haven't bought lip smackers or Noxzema, I highly recommend it. Remember my video about feeling like a kid again? All right, I don't know that I would have done much more than that, as long as that eyeshadow is rocking all the way to the brow. And I think if we're being honest, all right, I'm here for it, guys. My hair will probably never be the same, but let's be honest. This is what we did. One of my very good girlfriends and we like our hair. I don't know how we both fit in the picture. I won't name you, but you know which girlfriend you are. Yeah, I'm dedicated for you. My hair's gonna be like this for the next 3 or 4 days probably. Let me just not go near a campfire for the next several days or cook near an open flame. I think all in all, if we're being honest, that is probably a pretty good look of hair and makeup, if we're gonna just kind of draw a line between 1988, 2021. Definitely a softer, more fresh look. Thank the good Lord for the making of concealer. But I think there are enough trends and techniques that we can evolve and take some of those habits that we might still be in from our earlier days. This video is really coming out now because it's back to school time. It's back to school for everyone, and back to school this year just really means something as compared to back to school in other years because of the pandemic. So I wanted to bring all of us back to school, have a realistic look at our makeup today versus our makeup, 20, 25 years ago, and say, all right, what am I stuck doing that I haven't changed, that maybe it's time to upgrade? And there's no right or wrong reason. Trends are really meant for a guideline for you to determine what works best for you. And hey, if you're still rocking the waterline on the inside and it works for you, then go for it. But I would say now's the time, as we're all sort of emerging from our houses, to really get in there, mix it up, and do something a little bit different. This video has been so fun for me to make. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know this is content pretty fun. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you. Thanks so much, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.